transmission process execution. And and if the nomination is not given, so depend on the value of securities, there are lots of hurdles that the nominee will have to face for transmission process. The surviving, if the account is in a joint holder account, so how the transmission will take place, what are the steps for transmission. There may be a sole account, the single holder account will be maybe there, and there may be the joint account also. If there is a joint account, in any one of the account holders is being deceased, then securities will be transferred to the survivor holder. Nominee role will not come into the picture. The securities will be transferred to the survivor account holder. And if there is a sole account, or in case of joint account, if both the holder is deceased, then nominee or legal hirer will come into the picture. If the securities are in physical form, one would have to approach each company and their respective RTA for execution of transmission. So this was one of the facility that was being offered by the depositories. One more facility that is being offered by the depository is a pledge facility. Like at the time of initially we discussed that loan against shares. Loan against shares is an option. You can take loan against your securities. So that is being done through the pledge request. Pledge deposit, pledge is something like deposit of personal property as collateral for borrowing a loan kind of thing. Like few people take loan against property, loan against gold. So you deposit your gold. For taking loan, you deposit your gold to the lender. Similarly, there is an option for pledging of securities also. You just deposit your securities in favor of the pledge, in favor of the pledgee, in favor of the lender. So that is being known as a pledge. So investor just want to borrow the funds for any purpose, maybe for some their personal reasons, for their margins. So they just need to approach a bank, just do the agreement signing and all, whatever the terms and conditions. They just both need to agree on that part. And investor, the account holder, just need to approach their DP, submit the pledge request form in favor of pledgee to their DP. DP will just execute the instruction in the depository system. That request will be transferred to the bank, or to the lenders DP. Lenders DP, based on the lender's instruction, lender DP will accept that instruction in the depository system, and securities will be pledged. And when the securities will be pledged, there will be a transfer of funds between the lender and the borrower. And once the pledge obligation is fulfilled, borrower just return the money to the lender, whatever the terms and conditions they have. Borrower have returned the money to the lender. They just need to execute the unpledged instruction. So in case of pledged securities will remain into the pledger account only, into the borrower account only, but it will remain into the locked status. Borrower will not be able to transfer or sell those securities into the market. It will be in the locked status. It will be in the control. Locking will be in the control of the lender. Once the pledge obligation is fulfilled, then lender is allowed. Lender just need to give an instruction to their DP for release of those securities. Once the instruction is being executed in the depository system, securities in the borrower account will be free. Then that will be free, and then borrower will be allowed to transfer those securities from one account to other account, or sell those securities into the market. So similarly, this pledge part take place. If something happens like borrower has not fulfilled the pledge obligation, not returned the loan to the lender, then lender have the right to transfer those securities from the borrower account to their account. So that option is also available. That is known as invocation. Invocation will take place when the pledge obligation is not being fulfilled, so as per their agreement. Then the securities will be transferred. Either invocation request will be executed, and securities will be transferred from borrower account to the lender account. So these are the facilities basically the depository provides. So for small investors, few steps has been taken by the regulator. So one of the facility is being introduced if an investor is new to the capital market and they just want to open a demat account, they just want to do a small investment. So some options, some facilities are being offered to the new investors. That's one of the facilities, basic service demat account. Because if when you maintain a demat account with the DP, so you need to pay some annual maintenance charges to the DP. So each and every DP have their own annual maintenance charges, depend on their services and all, what the agreement they have done with the account holder. So at the time of account opening, these charges are being disclosed, that the following charges will be taken for the services and all. So that a tariff sheet or a tariff structure need to be signed by the account holder. So for a small investor, the facility is if an investor the demat account valuation is less than 50,000, that and you have opened as an investor, you have opened account under that BSDA category, and the valuation of your demat account, the valuation of your holding in demat account is less than 50,000, then DP will not be able to charge an AMC, annual maintenance charges, from the account holders. They are not allowed to charge, but the account should be open in the BSDA category. And under this facility, one investor can have only one account. If an investor have more than one account with one DP with different DPs, then this facility is not that investor is not allowed to avail that facility, that BSDA facility. If I am a new investor or even the old investor, I have only one demat account, and I have opted for that BSDA facility. The valuation of my holding in my demat account is less than 50,000, then DP will not be able to charge any annual maintenance charges from myself. If the valuation of holding in my demat account is more than 50,000, if from 50,000 to rupees 2 lakh, then maximum AMC that can be charged from the investor is rupees 100 per year, not more than 100 rupees per year. That cannot be charged. That AMC more than 100 rupees in AMC cannot be charged, but the valuation should be less than 2 lakh rupees. And if the valuation is more than 2 lakh rupees, 2 lakh or more, then the DP as per the agreement between the account holder and the DP, as per the terms and conditions which they have signed, the DP is allowed to charge the AMC as per the agreement or as per the terms and conditions which they have signed. So each DP can do the AMC charges. Debt securities, for debt securities it is rupees 90,000 for that valuation. For equity shares it is rupees 40,000. The facilities which are being offered by the depository have taken initiatives for the investors. They are providing various facilities to the investors, like consolidated account statement. Sometimes an investor have multiple demat accounts and as well as holding investment in the mutual funds also. So I am holding multiple portfolio in the capital market. I have one demat account with one broker or the bank. I have other demat account with other DP, third demat account with other DP. So multiple demat account I have, as well as I have an investment in the mutual funds also. So sometimes it may not be very much convenient for myself to take out all the statements and to reconcile all the statements. So depository have taken an initiative based on the guidelines of the regulator. Depository have taken that initiative for the investors. So depositories are sending in a single statement to the investors on their email ID. So that is being known as a consolidated account statement. If I have multiple demat account or I have a demat account as well as an investment in mutual fund, so there will be one single statement of the demat which will have all my portfolio in that statement. So Demat account 1, Demat account 2, Demat account 3, mutual fund investment 1, mutual fund investment 2, mutual fund investment 3. So all these will be in a single statement. So reconciliation for an investor will be quite easy. They just need to go, they are not required to approach each and every DP, get the statement, just get them reconcile and all. Only in a single statement I will have all my portfolio, all my holding statement, transaction statement, debt securities if I have, mutual fund if I have. So in all the statements in the single consolidated statement, or that is being sent by the depository directly to the investor. That is not being received from the DP. That is being sent by depository directly to the investors on their email ID. So that facility is being offered, and this facility is absolutely free of cost for the investors. Investors doesn't need to pay a single penny to the depository for these services. Depositories are also offering few other facilities which are absolutely free of cost facilities to the investors, to the demat account holders, like the online facilities. Online facilities, there are two parts of the online facilities. One part is a viewing of holding and transaction. If I am a demat account, both the depository have given the name to the services. Just need to go, you may just go to the website of the depository and check the facilities. So that's an online view facility. If I have a demat account, I just need to register my demat account for that online view facility, and I'll be able to check my holding, transaction statement anytime, anywhere. So that's a 24/7 it is available to me. And for these facilities, the mobile apps are also available. Mobile apps of the depositories are also available. So you just need to download your apps on your smartphone, and will be able to check your demat account anytime, anywhere, 24/7. The other part of the online facilities are the transaction facilities, online transactions. If I have registered for that online transaction facility of the depository, again I just need to go to the depository website, log in my account, and I'll be able to transfer securities from one account to other account. So that online transfer facilities are also available, and these facilities to the investor, these facilities are absolutely free of cost. Depository doesn't charge a single penny from the investor for these facilities. So if you are internet savvy, if you are comfortable in using online services, please get your account registered for these facility. Other facility depository are charging in a depository are providing free of cost is the SMS facility. SMS facilities, just register your mobile number and email ID in your demat account, even though it is a mandatory now. Register your mobile number and email ID in your demat account. Any transaction takes place in your account, you will get an SMS alert directly from the depository. So these facilities are also being offered by the depository absolutely free of cost. For all debit messages, you will get an SMS alert. For all credit messages, you will get an email alert. For IPO credit, you will get an SMS alert. So for and again, it is a free of cost facility. Just please register your mobile number and email ID with your depository. From now, if you are opening an account, so registering your mobile number and email ID in your demat account is mandatory. Without mobile number and email ID, you will not be allowed to open your demat account. So like PAN, we have already discussed, the PAN is in a mandatory field, mobile number is in a mandatory field, email ID is in a mandatory field if you want to open a demat account or trading account. Statement of transaction, like we have already discussed, that statement of transactions, that what consolidated account statement is being forwarded to the investor's account, so that will have a statement of transactions also. Now KYC compliance, some KYC guidelines as per the regulator guidelines, some KYC compliance need to be done by the account holders or by the shareholders. So demat account, if you have a demat account, so the KYC is already being done by your DP. If you have some securities in the physical certificate form, there's some old securities you have bought and you still have those securities in physical certificate form available with you, so as per the regulator guideline, you need to do the KYC for your physical securities also. You need to furnish your PAN, the PAN linked with the Aadhaar to the RTA or to the company. So that need to be done by the 31st December of this year. Contact details, postal address with PIN code, mobile number and email ID, physical or online mode, that also need to be updated with the RTA or the company, RTA to obtain folio number from the mobile number and email ID to validate the same. So basically that KYC compliance for the physical securities also, if you have some physical security, that KYC compliance also you need to do before the 31st December. So if you bank details are required to furnish for demat account opening. Bank details are mandatory. Without bank details you will not be allowed to open a demat account. But in case of physical securities, you need to furnish the bank details to your RTA, to the RTA or company for the securities which you hold in your portfolio. So update the bank name, branch account number, IFSC code with the RTA or issuer for the physical securities you have in your portfolio. Update the nominee details. So if you don't want to appoint a nominee in your account, just that's the cancellation or change in nomination, that form need to be provided if you are not willing to appoint a nominee in your securities. That option is there, but again we will suggest to appoint a nominee in your portfolio. So the few steps that you may take while dealing in the capital market. Avoid stock tips on the social media. When we start dealing in the capital market, sometimes we get calls or sometimes we get some hot tips that just buy these securities, you will be millionaire over one night. So please avoid those sticks on the social that tips which you are getting from the social media or tips which you are getting from your links. So avoid using that tips, avoid trading on that tips because it's your hard-earned money. If somebody who's giving a tip, if someone has a tip, they will make their own money. Why will they will give their tips to you? So please avoid just hot tips. If you get some links, some social media tips, so please you avoid using the tips, avoid doing transaction on those tips. Whenever you want to deal with an intermediary, check their registration status, whether the intermediary is registered with the SEBI. The SEBI is the regulator of the capital market. So each and every entity who want to deal in the capital market, and the intermediary want to deal in the capital market, they need to take the registration from the SEBI, Security and Exchange Board of India. So whenever you are choosing any intermediary to start dealing with, you just need to check the registration number, whether the entity is registered with the SEBI or not. Like when you open a bank account, you just check the background of the bank. So if you want to open a bank account with some cooperative bank and all, so you just check the status. If you want to open a small bank, you have not heard the name, but you are opening a bank account, you just check the status on the RBI website and all. So similarly, if you want to deal with any intermediary, just check the status on the website of the SEBI, whether the entity registered with SEBI or not. So that sebi.gov.in is the website of the SEBI. If you want to do an investment based on the advice, just seek advice only from the investment advisor, registered investment advisor. So rather than social media advisor or your friend, one of my friend came to me that just buy this stock, this will get doubled in 1 month's time, this will get triple in 2 months' time. So just avoid using those tips. If you really want to take an advice, just appoint an investment advisor, and the investment advisor who is registered with the SEBI. Beware while dealing based on the unsolicited stock tips. So time to time, depositories, exchanges, SEBI do the investor education programs. So avoid, just attend these programs to get more knowledge about the new initiative which SEBI or exchanges or the depository or MIIs have taken, and just new products which they are coming up with. So you may attend, and the list of these investor awareness programs are available on the SEBI website, on the exchanges website, on the depositories website also. You just need to visit these websites. Just go to the investor section, and you will find the list of the investor education programs which are being lined up in near future. So you may attend those programs. So these programs are being conducted in both the mode. Few programs are being conducted in physical mode, few programs are being conducted through online mode also. So on the website of the depository and exchanges, they have given some study material also. Just download that study material, and that's very useful if you are new to the investors. It's a very useful material. Just download that study material and go through that, and it is absolutely free of cost for enhancement of your knowledge about the capital market. Carefully review public disclosed company information. So all the public listed companies have disclosed some are required to disclose the information with the exchanges. Just time to time review those information on the exchanges website. Still, if you have any grievance, there's an option for grievance redressal also. For any grievance redressal, the first you need to approach your member with whom you have a grievance. If the members is not able to resolve your grievance, you may approach the respective depository or exchanges also. If you are not satisfied with that also, you may approach the SEBI. So SEBI have a grievance portal, the scores portal. You may just go to the scores portal of the SEBI and register your complaint. They have a mobile app also, that Salthi mobile app they have. So with that also, by using that mobile app also, you will be allowed to just lodge your grievances and all. So that's basically an empowerment for the investors into the securities market. And lots of information, once you download this mobile app, lots of information you will be able to find out about the capital market. The lots of educational materials you will be able to find out on that. Lots of information about the capital market will be able to find out on that mobile app. So newspaper advertisement, public notice for investors, time to time that are being published for the investors. If you are dealing in the capital market, just make a habit of just reading those newspaper advertisement or public notice for the investors. Don't get if we are using a digital banking kind of thing, just digital banking or digital services, just beware while doing any digital transactions. It's for your betterment. Whenever you trade, just few do's and don'ts. Whenever you trade, just deal only through the SEBI registered intermediary. Don't deal with any unregistered intermediary. Ensure that you have read all the mandatory document and collect photocopy of the signed documents. Whatever documents you have given to the intermediary, the signed documents, just collect. Remember, just take the photocopies of the signed documents before submitting. If you are opening an online account, so you have the right to get the digitally signed or e-signed document on your email ID. So if you have not received, kindly ask for the digitally signed document of the information which you have given to your DP or member. Get a clear idea about the brokerage or other charges that are being levied by any intermediary, any broker or DP. Obtain a copy of all the documents which are being executed by you from the stockbroker, absolutely free of cost. Brokers or the members are not allowed to charge for providing the documents which you have signed, the copy of the documents. Some don'ts: don't deal with any unregistered intermediary. Don't execute any document with any intermediary without reading and understanding the content. If you are not able to understand the content, just please do not sign. If you are not able to understand the content, just ask for the information from the member. Don't trade on rumors. Some hot tips like we have already discussed. Don't share your internet trading password with anyone. So if you're doing in digital transactions, beware of while doing the digital transactions. Don't make any payment in cash to the stockbroker. We have discussed this. Any transaction in capital market is not allowed in cash. So all the transaction need to be done through bank account only. Don't issue check in the name of sub-broker or authorized persons, just if either use the NEFT and all. So in the main favor of main broker only. Don't issue any check in the name of sub-broker or the authorized person. The main broker, whenever you are opening an account, you will have the document related to information about the main broker. So any payment need to be done to the main broker only. Don't hesitate to approach concerned authorities to resolve disputes, if any. If anything happens, if you have any grievances, any service related issue, just approach the authorities, respective authorities, to get your grievance resolved. Emotions में इंसान हमेशा गलती करता है. वो कहते हैं ना कि इमोशंस में हमेशा गलती करता है. इट्स योर हार्ड अर्न मनी. यू नीड टू बी वेरी केयरफुल वाइल डीलिंग इनटू द स्टॉक मार्केट. Takeaway, that's the last slide. The takeaway, what are the takeaway that from this program for the investors? Update your contact details with your member. If you're dealing in capital market, even if you have any account, you have a bank account, you have a demat account, trading account, any change in contact details, immediately get it updated with the respective bank, respective DP, respective broker, so that the information which are being given time to time from the by the members or by the DPs or by the banks, that is being circulated to you on time. So whenever there is a change in address, there is a change in mobile number, there is a change in email ID, immediately get it updated with your accounts. Any financial accounts you have, please get it updated with your accounts. Update your bank details in your demat account. So it's quite important. Whenever there is change in bank details, when you have opened an account, you were having an bank account, but later on you change your bank account. So immediately get your bank details updated with your demat account also, demat account, trading account also. Why? Because time to time companies gives the dividend and dividend to the investors, to the shareholders, so that these dividends are being transferred directly to your bank account. So if you don't have your bank details updated with your bank with your demat account, that dividend will not be transferred to you. That will not be because the details are being taken from the demat account and the dividend are being transferred to your bank account directly. If you have not updated your bank details with your DP, so you will not be able to get that dividend. And one more thing is, whenever you doesn't claim your dividend for 7 consecutive years, the securities in your demat account will be picked up by the IEPFA, that IEPF authorities, considering that's the dynamic securities and all, you will be able to claim those securities from the IEPF authorities, but it will be picked up, initially it will be picked up from your account if you are not able to claim the dividend for any securities for 7 consecutive years. So kindly get your bank details updated, so that if any dividend is there, it will be you will get the dividend in your bank account directly on time. Register your nominee details in your demat account. We have already discussed on this, that if there is a nominee in your account, if there is a nominee, nominee is not registered in your account, then the legal hire will face lots of issues for getting the claim of the securities. So please register your nominee, so that if something happens to the account holder, it's quite easy for the legal hirers, for the nominee to get the claim of the securities. Register and track your demat account through for the online services and SMS facility. We have already discussed about the online services of the depository and SMS facility, and these facilities are absolutely free of cost. Just make use of these facilities, and if something happens to your demat account, something happens with your trading account, please do not hesitate to approach the respective authorities. There is a proper investor grievance mechanism designed by the exchange, depositories, SEBI. If something happens, the exchanges, depositories and the regulators are here to help you. So that's all from my end. Thank you very much.